Hello, hello. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the very first episode of Livestream Legends, where we are converting you into a legendary streamer at any level of experience. That is the theme of this show. Welcome to Livestream Legends, powered by Restream. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, all of the platforms, thanks to Restream. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. With that being said, let's see who is in the mix here. We're gonna let the room fill up and see who we got here. We're gonna get a feel for what level we're at. Again, the theme of this is for you guys to join me on this journey. Live streaming has literally changed my life for the better, and you can get started doing it at any level of experience. So drop a comment if you are here with us. Let's have a little bit of a roll call. Let me know where you're coming in from, and we will hopefully have Kaylin Banks in the building. Good to see you here. Adi, welcome to the party. Scott, good to see you here. Lee, always a pleasure. Amy, Leanne, oh my God. Anna Maria, brilliant to see you guys hopping in here. Let me know where you're coming in from. We are going to get started for the primary event very soon here in a couple minutes, but just want to see who's here with us. Let us know where you're coming in from. Bjorn coming in from Norway, freezing. I'm here in Colorado. I guess I should give an intro of who I am. To everybody that's on the Restream channel, my name is Travis Lochner. I am a former music producer that has converted into the world of live stream and podcast production. It's been a game changer for me, and I hope we can do the same for you guys. So any level of experience, we are gonna rock and roll today. We've got a several week journey and adventure for you guys to master everything needed in live streaming. Steven coming in from Australia, Junaid, he will be rocking and rolling with us next week. So yeah, let me give a quick intro for this show, and we're gonna jump right into the presentation here. And then at the end, we're gonna have open Q&A. So if you have a question throughout the show, drop the question. We'll make sure it gets accommodated here at the end. Megan coming in from Virginia. Amazing to see this room loading up. Thank you guys so much. My name is Travis Lochner, and I will be sharing this journey into the live stream world with you. About a year ago, I couldn't even set up a Zoom room properly, and now I'm running pro productions for Restream and all kinds of heavy hitters and big influencers. So I'm excited for you guys to share this journey with me. Thank you so much. And before we get started, let me know your experience level. Let's see who's here in the mix, and let me know if you are new, mid-level, or pro. Drop that in the chat if you are new to streaming, mid-level, or pro, and you can consider that. Thank you guys so much. Karina, I see you here in the mix with us. Junaid. So how this show is going to be set up week to week is every single week you guys will be joining me on this journey, and we'll be leveling up our live stream based on the pillars that we'll be going over today. These fancy dancy keystones, we call them. This streaming realm, this streaming world, I promise you, is so much easier to jump into than you can get, than you're probably thinking. So looks like we got a lot of new people here, a lot of new people. Karina is new. Timothy is mid-level with streaming, brand new. Okay, perfect. Just want to know where we want to set the language. And Drew Peniton here for the entertainment. This is something we're going to be talking about, you guys, is the spectrum of education to entertainment and building a stream for your style. So thank you guys so much. Keep the chat active. I am reading it as much as I can, and drop your questions. Thank you guys so much for everybody that's hopping in here. I see we've hit the 5-minute mark, so let's rock and roll with our presentation. Let me know how the experience is going on your end. Rick, I see you hopping in here with us. Anna Maria, thank you so much. I am gonna pull off this overlay chat, but I'm still seeing all of your guys' messages, so keep them coming. Let me know you're here, and at the end, we're gonna actually go into your actual questions, everything. But for now, we are keeping it super simple, and I'm gonna share the secret sauce that has given me an extreme advantage in building streams for myself, as well as building out productions for other people. Believe it or not, I am actually a super introverted guy, and Livestream has given me a creative medium to really explore and break out of my shell and connect with these amazing people here. Vanessa, good to see you. Adi, good to see you. Kaylin Banks in the building. Scott is here for the free ice cream. I'll get that to you after the show, brother. But we got some people here ready to rock and roll. So join me for the journey, and I will join you for your journey into live streaming. And that's what we're going to do every single week. So I am an absolute fan of simplicity. How can we make this as simple as possible for you guys? And we have done that by creating 3 keystones to a legendary live stream. And what I want to stress here is these 3 keystones: the viewer experience, the visual experience, and the audio experience. There is no one right answer. Again, there is no one right answer. There's no guru answer of this is how it's done, literally. It is something you need to do and craft for your style. The exact same way that not everybody likes the same music, or you wouldn't produce the same style of music. This is how I want you to think of live streaming, is there's not one best answer or best song. It's about finding what works for you as an individual. And that's what we're gonna explore not only today, but throughout this journey. Is we're gonna dive deeper into each of these pillars. And these are gonna be the anchor points of you building out your stream or building out a production for other individuals. So the key piece here is it's gotta be optimized to your stream style. We'll of course go over best practices and gear and technology and lighting and all this fancy stuff, but honestly, you don't need it. It's about figuring out what works for you, and that's what we're gonna tap into, is these 3 pillars. And the most important we're going to start with is this viewer experience. The viewer experience is the absolute anchor point you need to be thinking from. And again, there is no one universal answer or right answer. It's about finding what works for you and thinking from the audience perspective and the viewer perspective with deep empathy. And really what you need to be answering is, why should they watch? We coincidentally had a comment in here earlier. I don't remember who it was from, but they said, I'm only here for the entertainment. And this is exactly how I've set up this show. So I'm gonna go through these slides and show you where on the spectrum I've landed for this show for you guys, and realize that this is going to be different for every single show and every single stream that you're building. You need to be very vividly focused on who this is for and how you are going to serve them. So in this case, we'll just use this as a real-time example. The options I have when I jump into a stream is to go pure entertainment. That's something we do on our Friday night streams. We get crazy. It's heavily music focused, not much of an agenda, but we go heavy on the entertainment side. The opposite side of this spectrum would be something almost like a webinar or a really deep, insightful interview. You could go all education, very presentational, everything like that. But what I'm doing with this show is I want to hit right in the middle. Let me know if you guys are feeling it, if this feels like a good balance of entertainment and education. That's going to be the goal here for this specific show. So the key piece you're going to keep hearing from me is catering this advice and this knowledge to you as individuals. So for me, I want half education, half entertainment. And the portion here, this is an individual transformation versus community connection. That's a completely different style show, which direction you want to go. And on this one, I'm leaning more towards the individual transformation. You guys are joining this journey with me. There is a bit of a community element. I'm gonna pull you guys into our community, hopefully, and we can share this journey together. But as of right now, I want this to be a bit more transformational to the individual. And that's what we're thinking of, is how can I cater this to you, the viewer? Every little detail is adding up to create this experience. You want to be memorable and have people walk away from your stream feeling something, whether it was connection or it was something you could do yourself as an individual journey, individual transformation. Jinja Badja dropping a question over on Twitch. I see you guys. I'm gonna run through this quick presentation real quick. Hopefully should be about 10-20 minutes, and then we'll get to the open Q&A. So please do keep all your questions here, and we'll keep it rocking and rolling. But again, this key piece is finding what works for the viewer you're targeting. So the next piece I jumped into is the visual experience. Once you've determined what the goal of the viewer experience is, how they're going to be engaged, if it's transformational or community based, this now gives you some anchor points essentially for where we need to go with the visual experience. And again, we're building a world here. We're building a world. So the question you're answering here with these tools is, what do they need to see, or more importantly, feel? What do they feel when they leave your stream, when they leave your show? That connection is gonna be very, very critical to the visual experience. It's subconscious, the same way branding is very subconscious. Streams are the same way. So in this vein, I had the option to go very classic and clean, black and white, like interview style, or very colorful. If anybody's been to my streams, I see a lot of brilliant homies here. Enrique, good to see you, brother. Jackie Curley in the mix. Oh man, amazing. Thank you guys. Drop a comment and let me know if you're here and you're just watching. I would love to know that you're at least hanging out with us and can't see unless you say something. So this is the spectrum we want to be thinking about, and it's different for every show. I'm gonna say it 100 times. Don't try to fit into somebody else's clothes. Shantea, thank you so much for hopping in. I see you. So don't try to fit into other people's clothes. The same way fashion and style works in that realm, you wouldn't want to try on somebody else's clothes and then wonder why it doesn't fit. This journey into streaming is a very personal experience that you need to take and cater and optimize and shift and change over time. That is where you find your sweet spot over time. So back to this really quick, this spectrum that I'm using for this show, I am leaning much towards the information side versus emotion. Again, these are two opposite ends of the spectrum that you can build a stream. It can be purely presentational, informational, almost like a keynote speech or conference, or the polar opposite, emotional, like a musical concert or experience or something that really pulls at your heart. That's what you need to keep in mind for the visual experience. And most importantly, the one that's so often neglected, the audio experience. From the gear you're using to special effects to music, you can build an entire world with just audio. And the answer, the question you want to be answering here is, what do they hear or feel? As you're noticing right now, there's a little bit of subtle background music here. And that's something, if we wanted to crank the energy, we could get a little more pumped, turn up the volume, and make it a little bit of a party if we wanted to. That's if I wanted to go to the emotional side of the spectrum. But as you can see, we're wanting to lean a bit more towards the informational side. So I found my sweet spot here for this show for you guys. That's what we want to reinforce over and over and over, is these three key pillars you're seeing are going to shape the experience that you develop for a viewer. And that's what's going to make it memorable or informational or transformative, whatever it actually is. You have to have deep clarity on that before you get started. Without the clarity, you don't know where you're going. If you were, let me ask you a question. If you were trying to navigate to somewhere using a GPS, you need to set a destination. And that's what this key piece is here that we just went through, is essentially setting the destination you want to arrive at. So once you've gone through these three questions, why should they watch? What do they need to see or feel? And what do they need to hear or feel? Again, a lot of this is subconscious. It's not going to be super in your face. So once you've set the destination, this is where you start getting into the dirty details. This is where you start using show segments and types of activities that are going to cater to that destination you are trying to arrive at. And that's the key piece I'm going to enforce over and over, is there is no one answer. What is the best lighting? What is the best segment? What is the best? There is no best. It's about finding what works for you as an individual. And these are the key pieces you use to develop that viewer experience. So as we go through this journey over the weeks, I hope a lot of you guys join me continuously week after week, and we'll be tapping into these three pillars and going deeper and deeper and deeper. So all of the solo shows will get nitty gritty on the gear, the technical items, the hardware, the software, all of that stuff. And then we're gonna throw in some interviews as well over the weeks. So I hope you join us continuously and we share this journey together as we continue to level up with one another. That's going to be our reinforced theme. So once you've set your destination for a viewer experience, this is when you set the macro level show type. Obviously, a interview or a segment that's very informational, that is going to be a very different experience than something that's entertaining, like playing games or joining activities with one another. You need to be clear on your goals, and this is going to shape what pieces we want to use to build this experience. So going through the key piece that's going to set everything up is what type of segments are you going to have? Are you just going to be casual, throw on the camera and wing it? Or are you going to have in-depth conversational interviews? Or you can go the opposite direction. This is where I like to hang out and play interactive games and trivia and all kinds of interactive things that the community can be a part of. That's really a game changer I've discovered for my stream style. So whatever works for you is going to be a key piece. So the other thing that controls the viewer experience is the energy. Is it flat? Is it flat energy? A lot of like NPR style stuff or serial or podcasts, they intentionally have flat, casual energy throughout the show. And that's for a reason. That doesn't mean it's boring. That doesn't mean it's not going to be entertaining or useful. It's a style. And flat energy is perfect for informative interview type of stuff or anything informational. Now, if you want to get into the opposite end of the spectrum, there are Twitch streamers that go all in 100% hyped. They keep the level at 100. They are gaming, they're screaming, they're hollering, they're yelling, they're going crazy, and they're just hyped. It's a different type of energy, and people intentionally watch that for a reason, to feel that energy, to connect with it. And again, there is no one right answer. It's about finding what works for your stream style. And that's this last piece for me, dynamic energy. I like to think of the energy of a stream very similar to the energy of a film or the energy of an album or a song. To me, it's more powerful when we have the contrast of high energy moments and low energy moments. It's something that creates a dynamic power throughout the experience that, to me, for my style, works. I love having very low casual moments and then alternative moments where we've been so hyped. We finished a 24-hour marathon stream, and once upon a time I threw on this stormtrooper helmet for just a max energy moment, and it was brilliant to have the contrast of no energy to max full energy. It's just a completely different way of thinking of things. And I think when you have that contrast, very similar to in film and in music, the power of when a drop comes in, if there's any EDM fans here, the power of a drop, you'll notice, comes in, there's always a gap of silence right before the drop, the big drop of everything. And that contrast is what gives it a completely different level of energy. So again, find your style. Again, there's no one right answer to that. You're going to hear me say it 100 times. But I just want you guys to know this is in your control. And whether you've been thinking of it or not, you can be a streamer. I am a living, breathing example of somebody that I had no intention of being a streamer. I don't like the spotlight. I just love the connection and the community and the creativity of it. So be mindful of that when you're developing your viewer experience. And then the second pillar or second keystone we're going to be reinforcing and helping you guys level up is the visual experience. And your tools to build the visual experience are going to be your physical studio. This fancy little area didn't start like this at all. It was slowly evolving over time. So we're going to bring in amazing guests like Super Junaid, who is actually in this chat. He has built out a home studio from scratch. I've built out a home studio from scratch. it's very simple to find something that works for you. So that's going to be a key piece we're going over the weeks, is going deeper and deeper into your studio setup. Your lighting setup makes an extremely dramatic difference. You guys want to see how dramatic lighting can be? Look at the difference between this beautiful setup right here. Now I'm going to turn off this light and turn off this light, and I'm about to look like a serial killer in the dark here. Now I probably look like some lame ass streamer, not super impressive, but there are easy wins that you guys can do, that you guys are going to be learning over the weeks, over the months, however long this journey lasts. We are in it together. So thank you for being a part of it. The last piece here in the visual experience is the gear, the cameras you need. That's way more simpler than you think. Again, it's super simple. You don't need fancy 4K HD whatever. You can get by with just a webcam or a very low-end camera. We are going to go into all of the easy wins for your style week to week. This is going to be so fun. It's a bottomless pit of depth and details we could go into, so I'm gonna try and speed this up here. This is supposed to be a 30-minute show, but we are definitely gonna be bleeding over, so I hope you hang out for the overtime. Now, visual experience. Again, we went through everything that happens here in the physical space. Now, what happens in the digital space? Stuff like this you're seeing here, these brilliant, beautiful little overlays, are very simple ways to build a world. That's how I want you to be thinking of this, as building a world. So we'll get into digital graphics, assets, videos, overlays, all that fun stuff, and the easiest wins in those categories. I know you guys will appreciate that one. And then the last piece, the poor audio that always gets neglected. We are going to make sure that you are focusing on audio, because a few simple wins for clean audio will make you jump from the amateur to a pro level in no time. Most people, the psychology and the research shows that people are more impressionable by good audio quality than good video. So if you could only pick one, it's technically better to invest in pro audio and then getting your video and everything else figured out. So we're gonna go into the microphones, the gear, the hardware, and the environment you want to set up for a pro stream. We'll keep going deeper and deeper into these. And the last piece, these are your tools. Again, your tools to build the world. Music, ambience, and digital effects. Sometimes they are very useful. Other times you don't need them at all. If you need to have a clean interview, again, these are all tools that you are using to build your world. That's what we did before. Right here is building your own world, the same way an artist creates a world to bring people into with their music and with their albums or with their physical art. You are doing the same with your stream, and we're gonna make sure you are armed every single direction for that. And once you've built your world and your actual stream, you gotta actually get people there. This is half the battle that so many people miss. If you're gonna create the big old dinner party and the buffet for everybody to join, you gotta nail the promotion, the preparation, and the production during the show. So many people skip these stages, just jump into a live stream, turn it on, have no prep, no production, and then they wonder why they're in an empty stream with no engagement, no experience, and it's just not the way to do it. So what we'll be showing you is how to set up a preparation plan, a promotion plan, proper production during the show, And then that brings you to this moment, that moment we're published, we're live, we are rocking and rolling. Let me see the chat here. Oh man, so many people here with us. Ronan, I see you in here. Banati has joined the party. Usama, thank you so much. Mark Stebbins hanging with us. Look, audio is huge. I completely agree. So this is what you guys need to be thinking about, is how can we use these things as tools to build a world. There's never going to be one right answer. Sure, there's best practices and technology and software to use, and that we will go into that, but mostly this is about your journey and your experience. So that's why this is interactive and you guys can drop your questions. So we are going to be approaching the Q&A section in overtime here in a sec. So please drop your questions in the chat for a little bit for your stream experience. How can we help you get started? I want to know, what are the hurdles from you starting your stream? A lot of you that are new, or what are the first challenges or problems you're seeing in this? So we will hop into the Q&A here in a sec, but more importantly, once you've prepped and promoted your show, you actually need to go live. And this is where my favorite platform, this of course is a Restream show you guys are watching, but I have tested all the platforms, all of the software, and Restream without a doubt is miles ahead as far as the streamer experience, the producer experience, all of the brilliant stuff that you can add during the show, Restream is your option for sure. So obviously I'm going to promote that on the Restream show, but even if I wasn't doing that on this channel, I would still be recommending normal friends or family or anybody curious to use Restream. So if you haven't got started, we do have a link here in the description that'll give you a bonus. You can get started for free, and you'll get a nice little bonus to get started with any paid plan. They're fairly versatile. You can go to more platforms than I knew existed. There's like 30 plus platforms, and this is the key piece that a lot of people overthink. They overthink the gear and the cameras and the software and the tech, and they get paralyzed. And honestly, you just need to freaking start. Please just start a stream, see where it goes great, see where it goes bad. That's what this journey is for. As you can see here on this deck here I've got set up, this is a journey. We're on this journey together. It's not a single static thing that you just go through once and you're good. You're gonna need to evolve, keep things fresh, rocking and rolling. So yes, the whole point of this is to be interactive and hop into what fits for you. Just like we were using with the music analogy, not everybody's gonna like the same genre of music. Not everybody's gonna like the same style of clothes. So it's about finding you in a deep way, the similar way artists do. And yeah, it's a journey that we are sharing here together, and I hope that we can get everybody here that's in this room. I hope you guys can keep joining us week after week, and I want to see your streams. I want to join. I want to bring our community there with you guys. So please do hop in the chat here. Let me go hunting. I'm going hunting here now into our Q&A section. Again, this is our open Q&A. We are well over the 30-minute mark, but that's all right. I will gladly share this time with you guys. So drop your questions here and let me see who we got in the mix. It is, oh man, brilliant to see so many people here, recognizable faces and some fresh ones. Thank you guys so much. Refreshing. Let me go with lots of good questions. So the hurdles Lee is facing, the streaming interfaces, equipment, and vendors. So what we want to do is get you started with the minimum amount of friction. So the advice I will not give is to go into a big fancy multi-layer OBS setup and fancy graphics and overlays and everything like that can really paralyze you from what really actually matters, and it's the experience you're creating. So Lee, for your question here, the hurdles in streaming for hitting a streaming interface are resolved very simply. Just sign up for Restream Studio. Again, I know this is a Restream show, but they have made an absolute noob-proof design for you to get started streaming. I promise you, it's literally in like 4 or 5 clicks to go live and actually be on screen. Now, there's a whole nother level of depth you could get to, but I would stick with Restream Studio for your first platform to start. And then later you can plug it into something fancy like the OBS or something like that. But as of right now, it's not going to be needed. So let's see. Usama's got another question here. How to stream with Twitch Studio Beta and OBS? So Twitch Studio is a very, very simple interface for Twitch only. That's designed for Twitch only, Usama. So anybody else here that's with us, please drop your questions with a little bit of context of where you're heading, what type of show you're trying to build, because again, that's what's going to help guide where the destination is. Essentially, there's no one answer. So Usama, this brilliant question, I believe what you're going to want to try is, again, knowing your style. OBS is a software, very complex, and can go deep with creating layers and scenes and channels and sources. So if you need the complexity of all of those advanced features, it's worth exploring and learning OBS. That's Open Broadcast Software. It's an open source software that you can use to put together professional productions, but the trade-off is it's very difficult to learn and the learning curve is insane. So similar, if you guys are familiar with Adobe products, OBS is kind of like the Photoshop of streaming. It's great. A lot of all the pros use it. But if you just jump in from day one, you are going to be lost in all the layers and features and buttons and everything. So I would consider starting with something like Restream Studio, or that Twitch Studio you mentioned is good, but it works only for Twitch. So Usama, if you jump into Restream Studio, that will get you the very basics. I'm actually using Restream Studio right now for this setup, for all this fancy stuff, to switch to overlays, screen shares, multiple cameras. So very simple. You don't need to be nervous at all, brother. Usama says I'm rather nervous. We all are, bro. You think I'm nervous? Not. I might be a little nervous as well. Sorry, guys. I still sweat throughout these streams because I'm so damn nervous that something's gonna crash or I'm gonna say something stupid and whatnot. So the nervousness never ends. I promise you, brother. So just get started. I am here to support you, and the people in this community are here to support you as well. Anna Maria asks, what do you use to make the graphics and overlays? So you can use something very simple like Canva. That's going to be a very basic graphic design software. You can use the fancy design software like Photoshop, Illustrator, all that stuff. Or there are sources you can buy pre-made graphics and overlays that you can use. They're just pre-made. It's templates and scenes and everything that you can just buy the stream setup and all of the overlays together. And then you essentially use that as a template to jump into, and you can go and customize things. So your options are going to be custom graphic design done on your own, purchased overlays designed by a store or a company that you can just buy, or the ultimate option, the pro option, is hiring a designer, a graphic designer or video designer that makes custom overlays for your brand, and they'll custom brand it to your colors or your logo, your font, whatever you need. That's the highest level option, is pursuing completely custom animations. So thank you so much, Anna Maria. Brilliant question. As we jump through these hurdles, what is the biggest hurdle in the overall setup? I would like to say clean audio. For some reason, a lot of stuff can go wrong with audio. So if you can invest a little bit of time to get your audio super clean and tightened up, that's going to be a huge win. Huge win if you can get clean audio. A very simple mic can do the trick. Again, there's levels to this of how deep you can go, how much you can spend. And when we jump into we're gonna jump into future episodes, are gonna be all about one pillar. So when we're talking about the viewer experience or audio experience, it will all be there's levels and depth to it. So the biggest hurdle is getting clean audio that you can rely on consistently, because there's so many things that can go wrong with it. And yeah, where your current gear is. So a lot of people, I'm super grateful. I got this microphone here 10 years ago when I was making music in high school. So there is a wide spectrum of how to get started, but you can get started with super cheap mics that plug straight into your computer. They don't need all the complicated cables and stuff that comes in here. So thank you, Jackie. Let me know if that helps. But for me, the biggest hurdle is clean audio. And then when you get into the super advanced stuff, there is reactive overlays. So you guys that have joined me on Twitch before, I don't have them activated here right now, but when we have our Friday night streams, we go all in on the overlays and alerts, and there's stuff that pops up on the stream based on your interaction and your comments. So we'll go through deep examples of setting up interactive engagement with the audience as well. That's going to be another big hurdle, Jackie. But other than that, it's just getting started. Some people are going to be more well-versed in video and suck at audio. Other people are going to be in the complete opposite. They understand video, can come in crisp HD, but their mic sounds like crap, or they got a lot of background noise or something like that. It's just about experimenting, start the journey somehow, some way, connect with the people here. Anybody that is curious about joining us, we have a community of amazing people here. I don't know if I'm allowed to promote on the the Restream channel, but if you are curious about joining this community, I did just drop a link to our Discord where you can join other streamers like Nick Lozano, I see in here, another streamer. Lots of brilliant people that will share this journey with you, myself included. So if you are curious about joining a community, please do. Monique, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. We are in the Q&A section trying to wrap up. So Monique, if you are curious and have any questions, feel free to drop them. Muar, let me get my last comment. Oh, I don't see your last comment, brother. Let me... Oh, here it is. So, I don't know how to pronounce your name, brother. Muir? Dragone? Muir has asked a brilliant question. I'm building a stream where I play a game, then virtually visit real life locations in that game. Wow. So that's the first part of his question. And then the second piece is I'm trying to figure out exactly how to hook people and build a good experience. So this is where you can start to get creative with your own style, brother. I can give you some general best practice things, but what's going to work for you and your audience is always gonna be slightly different. So he's asking about, what was he asking? A hook. How to hook people here. For those of you that were here for the beginning of the show, I dropped a nice little countdown video, and right when that ended, we dropped into a little bit of something I call an audio hook that people go, whoa, what just happened? So we're dropping the music and a little audio hook like this. Livestream Legends! Tell me you aren't hooked if that's the first thing you hear 10 seconds into a stream. That is my version of a little audio hook. You could do that with visuals. You could do that with a quick little game. I know a lot of people come in and have an interactive activity or a game, or you could do the roll call, like rep your city, let me know where you're coming in from. And people start dropping, oh, coming in from Cali and Norway and all of that. We had a little bit of that. So a hook is really anything that you can do to stand out. Now, this has all been more on the entertaining side of the spectrum. That's kind of where I like to play. If we wanted to go to the opposite end of the spectrum, it would be something very informational. So very, like, I don't know, like if like today, if you want to discover the 3 key pieces that are going to make your live stream absolutely legendary at any level of experience, please stick around for all 3 tips. Boom. And like, that's another way you could pursue the hook in a more informational way. So hopefully that helps. Let me know. And let me see if there's any more questions. For now, we are well over the 30-minute mark, but I am I'm totally okay with that. If there's anything else that you guys are curious to know, we officially made it through the first portion of the show. Again, I'll just give a quick little reinforcement of what exactly that looked like here. Our 3 keystones that we went through were the viewer experience. The viewer experience, why do they even care? Why do they want to watch? That needs to be vividly clear from the start. The visual experience, what do they need to see, is going to be a very key piece of all of this. And then the last piece, what do they need to hear and feel? These are what you need to know to set the destination of your GPS or your navigator. And then once you've got that set, you know what type of show you're setting up, you know who you're serving. These are gonna be your tools over time. These are gonna be our tools over time to build that world. And again, I hope you join me for future episodes of this show, because this is exactly exactly what we're going to be going into is these 3 pillars. We're going to alternate every week between solo episodes, jumping into this stuff, and then guest-based episodes where they are sharing the behind the scenes of their setup, how they got started, what gear they use, and all kinds of brilliant things like that. So join me next week as we have Super Junaid. He was here in the chat earlier, but he's going to be giving us a behind the scenes look at a pro home studio. How can you get a legit looking home studio for cheap, low or mid effort? And then there's obviously like the baller Hollywood style version of that you could do, but I promise you it's not necessary. The Restream referral is actually Lee, we do have the Restream referral. It is in it should be in the description. So if you do restream.io/join/bonus, that will give us you can get started for free, and then you'll also get a $10 credit if you use that link. So please at least give it a shot and get started. I'm not sure. I'm just going to go ahead and drop it here in the chat. /join/bonus. So thank you guys so much. We are well over the 30-minute mark. Practically did 2 episodes, but Lee, I did drop it. It looks like on the YouTube chat. I'm not able to comment on the LinkedIn one right now, but that's it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're going to be focusing on over and over and over. We're going to be exploring the absolute noob version of things and the super advanced version, as deep as you would like to go. That's it. This is it. Let me know if you have any final questions. Again, my name is Travis Lochner. I don't know if you guys most of the new people here on Restream, I realize I should have done a little better intro, but I would love to connect with you on LinkedIn. If you're still with us on YouTube, I am here to share this journey with you guys. I can't emphasize it enough. So we're going to master all of these pieces, the viewer experience, the visual experience, and the audio experience month to month. And I'm going to be sharing that journey with you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to keep this stream open for a couple more minutes, but the official show is now over. I do want to connect with you guys and hope that you guys can join our community. If you have any interest in joining a community of streamers and content creators and artists and people like that, we do have a Discord here that you can join. All the cool kids are doing it, and I hope that we see you in there. If not, I hope that you join the future episodes of this, because we are in this together. I know I've kind of been set up as this pro super producer, but I'll give you guys a little confession. Like, I am just winging it 1 week at a time, figuring this stuff out and leveling up 1 week at a time. So I've been there. I know what it feels like where you're at. Thank you guys so much for joining. I believe we are all good. Thank you, Usama. Thank you, Jackie Curley. Thank you, Anna Maria. Thank you, Ray MacArthur. With one last quick question. Is there a way to create an unlisted stream within Restream? There should be it might be more on the YouTube side. So I'll connect with you, Ray. We are here at the end of the show. We're well into overtime. But Ray, if you want to go ahead and connect with me, I'm dropping the link once more. Thank you guys so much for joining this adventure. And this has been another episode of Livestream Legends!
Take care, you guys. Oh.
See? There's always errors, like when you leave the effects on. No such thing as a perfect stream, you guys. So please start your streaming journey. Connect with me. Follow Restream. Get started on Restream. Do all of the things, and we will catch you next week for Live Stream Legends.